My man killing it over here.
Yeah. Wow, that's a bop. That's a bop.
It is such a bop. Oh my god. I still like that song. Just has a reaction in me every time I hear it. It's like a core response.
Oh yeah. All of the internet. I mean, gosh, Jason Man's huge.
Crazily so. First off, hi everybody.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here. This is such a gift.
Yeah, absolutely. We're like fun, right? You know. How's it been going this weekend?
Super fun, super fun. It's nice to actually do a local show. I live in LA, so normally I'm traveling around to all these cons, and it's nice to just like take an Uber.
Oh yeah, you really can, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, last one you were at was like clear across the country, I think, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're always.
And it was freezing.
Yeah.
And I did not pack well.
Oh man. Well, how are you feeling about the movie coming up? Can you talk about
Very
it?
excited. Well,
I'm asking.
you know, I'm comfortable talking about it because there's so little I can say.
Oh,
We haven't started working on it yet. It's for those of you. All right, how many people have seen the show? Stellar. How many people have read the manga? Okay, awesome. I'm gonna be like vague so I don't do spoiler stuff for those who haven't, but those who know will know. So the trailer for the film drops in December in Japanese, so they are primed and ready, and it's supposed to come out this year. We haven't been given the release date yet, but I know sooner than later we're gonna get to dig into that sucker. And there are like literally lines of dialogue that I have been waiting to say since I first read this manga. At this point, 5 years ago, so I'm so excited.
Time for a refresher, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
So are you all caught up in the manga now?
Fully. I am to the point where like I'm reading it every Tuesday when it comes out, so I'm past even the physical releases, and I have to be like really cautious when people come up to the table because I'm like, okay, what can I say?
Yeah. I guess that's how you can stay spoiler free. I know some of the Demon Slayer actors, they're saying that they've gotten the manga spoiled for them because they didn't read ahead. And so I think people want to sign the manga, right? And they see the spoiler on the page. Oh my gosh. I guess a little bit of a danger for you guys.
Well, it's weird because, you know, when you do this job, you don't always have the luxury of having the time to do the research or read the source material. But with Chainsaw Man, for me in particular, what's so bizarre about this whole experience is that I read it years before the show was even announced, and I couldn't tell you up until that point the last time I had read a manga like really intensely. And it was during the pandemic. I was already working full-time as a voice actor, but I was living alone in like a little garage unit apartment behind the house, which was very reminiscent of a Denji shack. And the world was falling apart, so I was kind of just getting more and more depressed, just not being able to control anything, and I was living by myself. My family was across the country, and I've always looked at like film and video games and all these things as reading as forms of medicine. You know, art has always been medicine for me. It's always healed me and helped me through hard times. And at this point in my life, I was like unable to sit down and enjoy a movie. Like I was so kind of like distraught with the state of the world and didn't know what to do with myself. And then one day I see the cover of this manga. And I thought, well, that's kind of punk rock and weird looking, I'll check it out. And I flipped this thing open, and from the very first page, it changed my life. It completely consumed me and pulled me in. I was so fascinated by the characters and the way that the narrative was breaking all of the tropes and just challenging the storytelling so much. And I was so moved that I read the first 11 books 4 times.
Whoa.
So I really became a super fan, and I remember telling myself, this is totally going to be a show one day. It's too good. I'm never going to get to audition for it. They're never going to consider someone like me. So I had like made peace with myself at that point where I was like, I'm just going to enjoy watching this. I'm just going to like separate the desire, because as an actor, you never get to choose what you get to be a part of. I love that Mike Myers is just standing in the back ominously. I love it. Perfect. And so I really didn't think I even had a chance. And then you cut to a year and change later, the show gets announced. they dropped the first teaser. I'm like crying in my apartment because it's beautiful, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And then cut to a few months later, I get the audition. I'm convinced that I am receiving this email by mistake. I was so in denial. And I sent it in, and my life changed.
That's insane. Wow, so it was kind of fake. Yeah, I'll call that universe. Universe working.
Thankfully so.
Yeah, absolutely. And your crush is Denji. I mean, that's a character that's very dynamic, very chaotic. You know, you have quite a few different octaves you gotta hit.
And there's a lot, like, as an actor, I had, up until that point, I hadn't really had many opportunities to play in such big emotional spaces. I mean, Denji really goes through so much, and there's such a chaotic, feral, cathartic thing, you know, in all of those scenes where he's transforming, and I've never been one of those people who just thinks like, oh yeah, then you just scream. Everything has to have intention and emotion and thought and care behind it. And what I love about Denji and his pursuit of just trying to find a better life is that he is so raw and unhinged and doesn't have the same like social hang-ups that so many of us have because he was never given the opportunity to learn them.
Yeah.
So he's so much fun to express in such big ways.
Yeah, it's so interesting. He's kind of feral.
Very feral.
In some ways, yeah. Never had that direction. So why don't we take a look at a couple of the best clips of Denji, CG, of course.
Oh, fun.
Now we have you up here.
So, you're serious about getting with Miss Makima?
Yes. The timing of this actually couldn't be more perfect. Lately, I've been thinking about how sweet it'd be to fight like a brainy character in a manga. Damn, I'm feeling smarter just from talking about being smarter. Hey, Powie, we said we're done for today.
Yes.
Hey, there we go. That was really the only people.
I love that you really have to search for that. That's so funny.
That's why I was not asking.
I like that you started with the yes.
Yes. Yeah, what's the story behind that? Was that like a split decision or?
So yeah, it was kind of like a little improv thing that because we knew we needed to fill that space there and make it genuine. And I don't remember what the initial thing was. It might have just been a sound or something. And me and Mike, the director, we just kind of like bounce back and forth. And we say that to each other a lot. We just talk that way to each other. We'll respond that way. He's like, "You gonna come in mid-session at this time?" I'm like, yes. You know, so it was one of those. And when we did it, he just cracked up, and we kind of thought, oh, that'll be like a fun little inside joke for us. And like, I had no idea that little tiny moment would like explode on TikTok and all these things, and people come and ask me to write it on things. It's hysterical.
You write games.
Oh yeah, people can you put yes on?
That's amazing. Yeah, it really became a meme. I mean, Old Chainsaw Man Dub, it's got those amazing, hilarious, funny moments like that. And so, you know, speaking of Denji's, I guess character growth and whatnot, you know, he's got his little goals, right? So the first episode, he's like, I want toast with everything on it. What's your go-to topping on toast? Do you emulate a little Denji?
Oh, totally. Well, that was one of the first times I was like, this is my dude, because one, struggle meals for most of my life. I've been a broke artist, you know, up until I found voiceover. But I've always been a big fan of like just buttered toast, like simple buttered toast with some jam. Like, you cannot go wrong. Blackberry, really stellar.
Yeah, I see you, Blackberry. Oh yeah. We got a lot of blackberries up in Seattle. Make some homemade blackberries.
Fresh,
I'll drop you some off.
Please.
Yeah, we'll come back.
I'll come visit Seattle, it's okay.
Perfect. I hope you like bread buck. There's a lot of it. Wonderful. Well, Ryan, if you had a cord that you had to pull out of your chest, like Denji, what would it activate?
Oh man, maybe a cup of coffee.
Coffee on demand?
It's like anytime you need a good coffee, just like, oh, perfect.
Oh my gosh. So would it be like Spider-Man, like first Spider-Man, where it's like a vein?
Oh, that's so, and then just squirt into a cup. Yeah, you know what? Since that's such an awful visual, we'll say yes.
Awesome, perfect. Very tasty, man. All right, I have one more question for you. I know we'll throw it over to the audience. We've got about 10 minutes for you guys if you want to ask questions.
Feel free to ask whatever you'd like. I am an open book.
Denji and Power's sibling energy is legendary. What's the one between them that you think best defines their chaotic bond?
Ooh. Well, I think especially in the first season, you only get so much of it. But I think the thing that is so wonderful about them actually also kind of translates to my relationship with Sarah, who voices Power.
Oh yeah.
Because one, I mean, she's extraordinary in this role. It's like she's the ultimate gremlin. But I think their dynamic is, it's kind of like this beautiful thing where whether you have siblings or friends that you love unconditionally, even if you hate half the shit they do, or you just completely disagree with them, or you're constantly bickering, but it's this deep trust and love where you know at the same time, like, you could both be in a fight with each other, and if someone else, like if a third party came in and tried to mess with either of you, that person would be just leveled to the ground. And I think that's kind of the magic, is like, even they don't realize how much they care about each other. It's that deep, and I think almost more unconditional than even chosen, you know? And when I first met Sarah, it was 2 years before Chainsaw Man, and we had done a convention together where we were there for different characters, and I hadn't met her before because she lives in Dallas and I'm here in LA. So the first night we went out to dinner, and like instantly meeting, we have what I call idiot sibling energy, where it just like that power dynamic was there from the start. So when we actually did a panel that weekend, and somebody asked me, like, if you could be a part of anything, any future potential thing, what would it be? And I was like really sheepish about it. So I was like, I don't really like to, say that kind of stuff. And she like ribbed me, and she's like, just say something, loser. And I was like, I'd love to read for Chainsaw Man. So yeah, cut to a year later, and we're getting to do it together. And when Mike, our director, called me to tell me that I got the role of Denji, he was like, do you want to know who everybody else is? And I was like, yeah, obviously. And when he told me that Sarah was Power, I knew we were going to be fun, because her energy is just through the roof. She's so dedicated, and I knew there was a trust there that we could go to places and be there for each other.
Yeah, definitely. You guys are quite the power duo in that way. You both have that, just the fluctuation voice and the character behind it, and how alive it feels. It's definitely there. All right, that's all the questions I have for you. We'll have a couple else, so we don't have to get them. But feel free to come up to the mic right now, guys. If you have any questions for Ryan here? Otherwise, I'll fill in the space if you don't. Come on up.
Don't be shy.
Piggy pie.
I can't bite from here, so.
Yeah. You're a little closer, though.
Yeah, any closer, I'm biting.
Get that chainsaw going.
Hello. My question is, if Denji was to exist in the Pokemon universe and was to be either a gym leader or a Pokemon trainer, which Pokemon type would you think his gym be, or what Pokemon do you think he would?
That's a great question. First, I think he would be in pure bliss being in the Pokemon world. People have often asked me what universe he should be in, and that's the one that I always answer with, because I'm like, just give my boy a bunch of adorable creatures. Part of me thinks he might be a fire type gym leader.
Makes sense.
I want to say, is Leighton a fire type, or is that, we're going with that. Cute little critter friend.
Can I ask another question?
Of course.
Okay, I have another question. You've done a fair share of your characters, and the one I wanted to ask about was your character in Jujutsu Kaisen. How did you feel when you were put into the cast, and how did you feel about the Shibuya arc? How did you feel?
Ooh. Well, again, I won't spoil for those who haven't seen it. I love JJK. I watched the first season before reading any of the manga, so that's how I got introduced to it. And all of my friends are in the show, so it was a really easy way to get into it. And when I got to be part of the second season, I was super excited, because I didn't think I was ever going to really get to join the cast. And, Yu Haibara is such I call him the sunshine boy. He's got such an optimism and such a beautiful, sweet energy that it was so fun to play. The Shibuya arc hurts, man. That was it's incredible. It's so well written, but it's pain.
Yeah, that one, man. I mean, plot twist after plot twist.
Yeah. You're just like, give me a breather, man.
Yeah. But JJK and Chainsaw Man is similar in the way of no one's say it.
Yeah. It's you feel all the feelings for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Awesome. We got anybody else curious? I see we got a couple people getting out of their chairs. Perfect. Take these two questions. Everybody, come on, line up.
Do you have any memorable? Do you have any memorable outtakes?
Ooh. I was curious about that too.
You know, it's weird. I feel like more with Chainsaw Man specifically, because half the stuff that we actually say in the show is something like I can't believe we get to keep it. But some of the outakey stuff is actually more physical than verbal, weirdly enough. And what I mean by that is I get very active in the booth when I have to perform stuff. So we've had to redo a couple of takes because my headphones will fly off my head while I am swinging my arms just being a total psychopath. I'm trying to think, we don't have any particular outtakes in this show, but I did make Sarah do one once, so I can say that. She had never seen Beavis and Butthead, so she didn't even know what she was being asked to do, which made it even funnier for me. Because sometimes when we record the show, everyone comes in their sessions are at different times, so Sarah may record from 10 to 2, and then I may come in from 3 to 7 or whatever, So she had recorded a little bit, I had a session, and then she was supposed to have a session the next day, and then I was going to wrap up the episode after that. So I was finishing up with Mike, and it was I want to say the 11th episode, where they're in the elevator, and all the zombies are in the building and everything, and they're in the elevator, and it opens up, and Power goes come on, Power, she has her chant where she's going to take out the devils, and she didn't do that scene yet, so I was like, Mike, can you have her go, I'm Cornholio, I need TP for my bunghole. And he was like, oh, totally. So we had her do it, and then he played it back for me, and I got such a kick out of it. He's like, yeah, she had no idea why she was saying that, but.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so that, for sure.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take these two questions, and we'll call it good for this panel.
My question is, what was your favorite part about voicing Denji?
So many things. It's hard to pick just one. I mean, I don't know if you heard my story, but how I found him as a character and how I found the story. It really, he was there for me when I didn't even realize how much I needed it. And especially being in the living condition I was in, being a starving, broke, artist most of my life, I deeply understood his state of mind, and I loved how he was still so optimistic and so hungry and curious and hopeful, and that to me is such a profound thing. So my favorite thing about playing Denji is, even though there's the obvious, the craziness, all of the cursing and all the stuff he gets to say, but what I really love is that he's an incredibly layered, deep, complex character who is really just trying to figure out how to survive in a world that doesn't even want him. And I think so many of us can relate to being overwhelmed and shoved between a rock and a hard place and forced to do things we aren't, happy with or comfortable with, or all of these layers of it, right? We understand trauma. We've all experienced some form of it. We all understand these things. And him being a vessel of trying to push through that is a really profound thing, and I get so much out of that. Thank you. Yeah. How do I prepare emotionally for it? A lot of it, it's funny because somebody asked me a similar but different question recently about do I practice scenes, and it actually is more about preparing emotionally than it is preparing how I'm going to say it. Because especially when you're dubbing anime, you have to adhere to the flaps, the timing of them, the shape of them, so you can't go I'm going to be this big, and then it might not need you to be that big, But since I've read it and I continue to read it, and I go back, when we were doing the first season, even though I had it all an encyclopedia, I'd bring each book with me that I needed that correlated, just in case I wanted to make sure a line was, But so much of it emotionally is just putting myself in Denji's immediate headspace, right? And I've definitely felt, it may not be, a one-to-one, but I felt hopelessness. I felt desire to feel loved. I felt all of the things that we understand where he's coming from with these things. So much of it is tapping into that raw feeling. And that's kind of the tricky, weird thing of being an actor is you have to be emotionally vulnerable, especially in these times when you're doing this stuff. You have to be raw and allow yourself to go to places that you may not want to unlock all the time, but in order to go and give Denji what he needs in those moments, then you have to go to that space. And like for the movie, there are going to be some scenes that I've been waiting for years for, and I have like loosely been emotionally preparing for, and even just experiencing life in the last 2 years alone, I've gone through so many things that now I can bring into that. So it's a lot of that. It's a lot of like soul work. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, our last question here.
Okay. I love the look on your face already says so much about the potential of this question.
How excited or terrified are you when they make the second season for Chainsaw Man?
Okay, so because obviously like none of this is really like official, we don't know when or what, but my nerdy brain, this is like how I'm breaking it all down. So if the movie's the Reze arc, that means the next thing they have to do is the International Assassins arc, which is one of my favorite experiences. Are you alluding to the Control Devil arc?
Yeah.
Because I don't think that's even going to be until later. I think if I had it my way, in the way of like Mappa just continuing to just be as juicy as they are, they will take the time with this. And when I think about the International Assassins arc, this will go over a lot of people's heads. But you've got Santa Claus, you've got darkness, you've got hell, you've got so many things. You've got all the weapons devils. You've got a ton of stuff that happens in multiple books, and I feel like pacing-wise, it would be a disservice to cram both of those arcs, So I'm hoping, in the same way that the first season could have been longer, but I think it was so smart to lock it up there because the next thing is the Reze arc, and then you can't stop. So like, I actually hope that the pacing is more like how they've been doing it, so that we get these chunks to sit with, because so much happens, and especially by the Control arc, a lot of things really hit that I'm like, we can wait, But I'm excited about it all. I mean, more than anything, I'm excited for those who haven't experienced the story past the 12 episodes, because any of us who've read the manga, we've already gone through so many peaks and valleys, and like, we know, just based on what Mappa's already done, how potentially insane it's all gonna look. So I'm just so excited.
Excellent.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, and that's
Thank
all
you,
the time
guys.
we have left. So let's hear for Ryan.
Thank you so much for being here. It means the world. I'm going to be back over in the corner over there for the rest of the day signing some stuff, so come say hi. Thank you, guys.
All right. I think next up we got the Naruto panel. So if you don't stick around for that, that'll be a fun one too. That's going to be with Will. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you later.